Oh, man.
Welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Gus.
It's the moment everyone's been waiting for all year. The annual event where Apple shows off a bunch of stuff you can do on other phones and adds another number to it.
Let's get down to the complaining. Last year they called themselves brave and took out headphone jacks.
I still kind of miss those.
So let's see, how brave was Apple this year? So brave they skipped a whole number in their product line.
Pulling a Microsoft.
Pretty damn brave.
Samsung kind of actually did that too already, by the way, but they sort of had an excuse since their phones were kind of exploding. But anyway, jokes aside, Apple actually announced quite a few things like the 4K Hdr Apple Tv, several new phones, including the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and the $1,000 iPhone 10, plus wireless charging and some seemingly exclusive video game content. I mean, most of them we already knew about thanks to just about every single thing getting leaked beforehand, but hey, it's official now.
That's what's important. Let's not forget the most bombshell announcement of all, Animojis.
Animojis!
That's the feature everyone wants from a $1,000 phone. Now that we've got confirmation of the dozens of leaks that have been going on for months, there are some indications out there that Apple could be bracing for one of its biggest flops in years.
Although that's not a huge surprise because we've kind of known that. But before we get into all of it, let's cover some of the big announcements. Of course, most of the coverage is going to be about the 3 new iPhones they debuted today, the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10.
The 8 and the 8 Plus will be available in less than a couple of weeks, September 22nd for $699 and $799 respectively. As for what's different about them than their predecessor, the 7, not a whole lot in terms of aesthetics. One thing is new, a glass back.
Ooh. However,
it's like double the glass to break.
Yeah.
It's
so
brave.
So many opportunities to shatter.
So brave.
Brave to break. However, there are some upgraded features. The headphone jacks are not back, tragically, but both phones will introduce wireless charging, which is cool, plus some new camera features like portrait lighting. Other than that, it's basically iterative.
But the biggest part of the show was the super duper new iPhone, the iPhone 10. Just like the leaks said, it features a 12 megapixel camera, is all glass, and features a 5.8-inch OLED display with 2K resolution.
And if you listen to Apple, this phone totally changes everything you know about phones.
It's magical.
According to them, the iPhone 10 is the biggest step forward since the original iPhone. Part of that is because of its Super Retina HDR display and also other features like FaceID, which allows the phone to unlock when it recognizes your face.
In post-production, you should add, whenever you say Super Retina, it's like an echo effect.
We could probably
Super Retina. All right, if you're worried about face theft, you shouldn't be. The company claims there's only a 1 in a million chance that somebody could pick up your phone and get it to unlock based on similarities to your appearance.
Unless you have a twin.
An evil twin.
Or if someone has like a picture of your face.
Now they said pictures don't work.
They said that, but look, their demo barely works anyway. It actually failed 2 times on stage when they tried to do it, which bodes really well for the future. So we'll wait to see how well pictures do and do not work.
I felt like because it failed during the presentation, they took extra time to like have it work a couple of times at the end. Just be like, look how easy it is, how quick it works. All of that facial recognition processing power isn't just for stupid features like not unlocking your phone though. It's also being used to enable the biggest announcement of all, Animojis.
Animojis!
Yes, we should also do it for Animojis. Animojis.
Animojis.
Yes, Apple made up a word for an animated emoji, and it's Animoji.
The craziest part of this game-changing technology is that they track more than 50 facial movements from your mug and put them on puppies and pigs and unicorns, which we all know are nature's bravest and most courageous animals.
Don't forget the poop emoji.
Oh, yeah.
The iPhone 10 releases on November 3rd, just about 6 weeks after the launch of the other 2 phones, the 8 and the 8 Plus, with pre-order starting on October 27th. And guess what?
What?
That leaked $999 price point from a few weeks ago was right on the money as well.
That's expensive.
That's a starting price.
Right, and that close proximity to the iPhone 8 in both release date and price is completely endangering that model, according to recent studies. Financial analyst Piper Jaffray came to this conclusion based on some of their research, telling investors that people are less interested in the iPhone 8 than they were in the iPhone 7 last year.
A big part of that, according to the firm, is that people aren't aware of the new features that could be offered, so we'll see if Apple change any of that with this presentation, but so far, showing off not much besides portrait lighting in the 8 and the simultaneously unveiling the 10, that might not be too likely.
Although, everyone said that about the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S as well. They said the S is dead right out of the gate because you announced the X at the same time, and plenty of people still bought the S. So We'll see. In other Apple news from the recent event, we did get a few other things worth mentioning. Again, most of which were already leaked and aren't huge surprises, but again, they're official. Apple also showed off the 4K HDR Apple TV, which now does things you've already been doing on your Xbox One or PS4 probably. However, they did drop a pretty major announcement that 4K HDR content will cost the same as HD content, and as an added bonus, you'll get upgraded to Ultra HD content for free on movies you've already purchased.
That was pretty cool. I was not expecting that. On top of that was the new Apple Watch Series 3, which doesn't require a cell phone for use, and yes, you can actually make calls from it like Dick Tracy.
Yes,
so the 1950s
it's
future
here.
is finally here, and that actually launches alongside the iPhone 8 for $399.
Surprisingly enough, they actually showed off a few really, honestly, kind of cool gaming-related things as well. There were a handful of impressive AR game demos, again, which were mostly leaked by outlets beforehand, including an AR strategy game, The Machines, which is powered by Epic's Unreal Engine 4.
One of the bigger reveals, however, came from Journey and Flower developers That Game Company, who showed off a timed exclusive for iOS, Sky.
Looks cool.
During the event, they showed it running on the Apple TV 4K, being controlled by nothing but the Siri remote.
So, well, yeah, I mean, that may simplify the gameplay, but they tend to do like sort of tight, relatively simply approachable sort of games that still manage to be really amazing. So we'll see. I'm pretty hopeful about that one. So that about does it for the big roundup of everything Apple showed off. What do you think? Are you interested in any of it?
I might get an iPhone 10. I'm ashamed to say. I want an Animoji.
You really want the Animojis?
Yes. It's my dark secret.
But you won't talk to anyone.
I know. Now a monkey can talk for me.
I'm gonna upgrade because my phone's a little bit older at this point. I don't know what I'm gonna get yet. $1,000 just as a starting point for the 10 seems pretty steep.
You could be a fox.
Sold. All right, what do you guys think of everything Apple showed off in this new presentation? Rate Apple on a braveness scale from 1 to 10 for us in the comments.
And for future updates on things you already do on other phones, remember to like this video and subscribe to the know. Hey Siri, who directed Alien Resurrection? Are you too stupid to help me with that? Hey Siri, what other movies did the director of Amelie direct? Amelie, O-M-E-L-L-Y.
O'Malley. Do you think Siri can get Jean-Pierre Jeunet?
No, it said Jean-Pierre.